I'm in salad, and I saw the Bee movie. It's that one Jerry Seinfeld movie where he's a bee, and there's many bees in it, and there's a lot of celebrity guests, and it's pretty great. I've seen this movie about 5 times. The first time I saw it, it was in 2007. I was like, what is this movie? It's terrible, but I love it. And then the next 4 times I saw it, I learned more and more to appreciate it. The next 2 times after the first time was meme watches, then the 4th time was not a meme watch, and then the 5th time was a very appreciation watch. If you haven't seen this masterpiece of a movie, it first starts with yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. So let's spice things up a little. And that shit rhymes. That's some Kino writing right there. I don't remember the opening panel that much, where it's, according to all known laws of aviation, a bee shouldn't fly. Body's too fat, the wings are too tiny, but the bees don't care. This movie is just all iconic. Barry B. Benson is just a simple bee. He's an average bee, but he doesn't know what he wants for his career. He's often talking about how he skipped out on school because he just needed a day to relax, you know? So he goes to this bee orientation where he goes to choose his job, and his friend's like, oh my god, I get to be a bee, like an actual bee this time. And Barry B. Benson's like, I don't know. I don't want to stick with one job for my entire life. So that's his dilemma. However, he encounters the pollen jocks. They get to escape this society of bees, and they get to bring in pollen and honey. And that's what Barry B. Benson wants to do, because it gets all the ladies, you know? But mind you, they're cousins, so that's actually not okay. And except for when they are okay, it's really not clear in this movie. Barry B. Benson is back in the hive, kind of chilling at his parents' house before he has the opportunity to escape the hive. And he's telling his parents what a disappointment he is to them. And they're all telling him how disappointed he is to them, you know? And it's just not fun. You get normie parents, not very supportive of their children. They want them to follow the society of the bee law. So when Barry B. Benson finally escapes, he's like, wow, I love this freedom. I'm gonna stick to my pack. But there are 3 bees that find these moving flowers, and they go to investigate. Barry B. Benson is stuck on a ball, and he gets caught in a tennis match. But this tennis match is with his lover. It's not yet, but soon to be a lover. And the soon to be a lover's ex-boyfriend, but not ex at the time. So he gets caught in the rain, but he crash lands into this flower pad that, guess who it is? It's the chick, Vanessa girl. He almost gets killed by Kevin, I think is his name. I don't know, ex-boyfriend guy. Douchey tennis player, that's his name. And Vanessa's like, hey, don't squash that bee. His life is just as important as ours, and I highly disagree with that. An insect is not as important as a human life, Vanessa. What the hell are you doing? I mean, come on. Why would you save an insect? There are millions and billions of insects out there. I know a honeybee is endangered, and that's the entire point of the movie, but if you're in company with somebody who's allergic to bees, and they see a bee, and they naturally want to kill it, and you're like, oh, I don't care about your safety, I want this bee to be alive, you know? Fuck you, Vanessa. You're the worst type of person. Barry wants to show his gratitude to Vanessa. So with this very good pickup line, he talks to her. Do you like jazz? And that swoons her to go on a coffee date with him. Swoons, mind you. And they have fun on coffee, and they talk about bee-related things, and Vanessa acts like this is totally normal. But everyone else in the outside world does not. They think she's crazy. For good reason. She's talking to a fucking bee. And it's illegal for bees to talk to humans. Barry B. Benson should be banned. Go to jail. Bee jail. But jail. Barry B. Benson goes back to the hive with this new information to his friend Adam. That's his name, I just remembered it. And Adam's like, you can't do that. He's like, I literally did. Stop using can't, because can't just implies that I am physically not able to do something and I literally did it. And you're just in disbelief. You should use the proper verbiage of, you should not do that. No one's telling him why he shouldn't do it, so Barry B. Benson just goes on and talks to humans some more. When he's chilling with Vanessa in a grocery store, he sees honey. Oh, honey, bees work so hard for this honey. Why have the humans taken it? Barry B. Benson starts suing the human race. He gets all this evidence, like the smoking gun, the nicotine gun, and this movie's from 2007, so this is a pretty dated joke. When they open the hive to smoke these bees with the smoking gun, there's a picture of their queen. Barry B. Benson asks, hey, why are you here? And they're like, our queen moved here. And he's like, that's not a queen, that's a drag queen. And I'm like, okay, very transphobic much. Drag queen-ist? Drag queen-phobic? I don't know. I don't know what that would be. Now we are at the trial, and we got this really fat lawyer who's supposedly the bestest of lawyerings, and he's here to defend the honey corporation from these bees. Just listening to the court procedures going on, and I don't understand. There is a point where Barry B. Benson is questioning Sting, and if this were a real court of law, Barry B. Benson would not be allowed to ask these questions, like, why is your last name Sting, Mr. Sting? Why is this? And so it was you, and very accusatory stuff. And he brings a live bear to the courtroom to demonstrate. Next day, you got another court hearing, and it's the fat lawyer this time. And he basically baits Adam to sting him. And then the next day after that, he arrives in this baby carriage thing, like babies roll, the rolling baby thing. He's pretending to be all hurt, and it's very dramatic. I mean, it's a cartoon, but still, come on. Anyway, the bees win because Barry B. Benson has the smoking gun, and it renders all the bees nicotined. You know, they're high, so they're so high that they can't do anything. That's how the court battle wins, you know? And so all the honey's taken away, no more honey for the human race, which I find a crime because I will not let any bee dictate what I do or do not eat or purchase. I will go to their hive personally and extract their honey if I wanted to. I'll beekeep the living shit out of their hives. If you're gonna deny me of my honey, fuck you. Because of all the honey's gone, there's no more pollination and all the flowers are dead. Oh no, poor Vanessa, she doesn't have a business anymore. That was dumb of her to support this decision. Barry B. Benson's back, and he has a solution how to fix everything. He needs flowers. And conveniently, there's a flower festival in Pasadena that they gotta hit. They go to Pasadena from New York, and this is a very quick flight. Like, I'm talking montage quick. Like, they go from New York to California in one cut. No travel time whatsoever. I want that travel time. And they steal this cart full of flowers, and it's unnoticed because they're the only flower cart on the highway when they're stealing it, and they have to go to the airport and take all the flowers, put it on an airplane, and no one notices this shit, and it's pretty great. So now they're having a delay because weather or whatever. So Barry B. Benson's solution is to talk to the pilots, and he gets them knocked out because they overreact, and now he and Vanessa have to fly the plane. But remember, a bee is really good at flying planes because he can be thinking bee, and he can use his flight instinct to fly a man-made instrument. Somehow this works. He got all the bees together to go on the tarmac and be in this flower pattern, and also got a bunch of bees to carry the plane. And then once the engine's killed, the plane's in a weird insect-like formation, and I thought it was really fun and goofy when I saw it. I was like, wow, those passengers must be freaking out. The head of the plane is almost to the floor, and that should never happen. So yeah, they land safely, and they spread all the pollen around, and everything is a-okay. And we leave with a message of, don't destroy the bees, because bees are important. Thanks, Jerry Seinfeld. Hashtag Jerry Seinfeld save the bees. There's also a fun cameo with Chris Rock. He's the mosquito. And at the end, he becomes a lawyer. He was already a blood-sucking parasite. All he needed was a briefcase. Also, the ex is furious with Barry B. Benson. I didn't mention this at all, but he tried to kill Barry B. Benson multiple times, and in the end, he got nothing to show for it, and that's good. I gotta give this movie a 6 out of 10. I mean, I personally love it, but it's not like the best written movie. It's a ridiculous movie, and I love ridiculous movies. I would definitely recommend this to anyone who's a memer like myself. If you like this content, check out patreon.com/ASEPresents. For $3 a month, you get daily vlogs. Until next time, on Salad Saw.